Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest changes happening in the hospitality industry. We're looking at how modern hotels are moving away from old-school guesswork and stepping into a new era of data-driven precision, especially when it comes to managing their most important asset, their people.
Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am pleased to welcome all of you students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. We're really looking forward to supporting your professional growth in this incredible industry. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by looking at the old labor model and, why it's struggling. Then it will bust what I call the occupancy myth. After that, we'll dive into the modern fix, the hyper-local solution, and see how AI scheduling actually works minute by minute. Finally, we'll see the ultimate goal, creating the just-in-time hotel. All right, so to really get why this change is so huge, we have to start with the single biggest challenge that hotels have always faced, and that is the massive and often unpredictable cost of labor.
Just look at this breakdown of a typical hotel's expenses. Labor, it's not just another line item. It's often close to half of every single dollar a hotel spends to keep the lights on. Now, when one single cost is that huge, figuring out how to manage it well isn't just a good idea, it's absolutely critical for survival. So, how have managers dealt with this for decades? Honestly, it's been with a pretty simple but, as we'll see, a very flawed method. They'd create these static, weekly schedules based on just one number, the hotel's overall occupancy percentage. For generations, that was the standard playbook. And that brings us to the heart of the problem. Relying only on that occupancy number, it's kind of like trying to navigate a bustling city with a map that only shows you the border. Yeah, it tells you if you're in the city or not, but it gives you zero detail about the streets, the traffic, or where you actually need to go. So, why is that one number so incomplete? How can a simple percentage be so misleading when you're trying to get a feel for the real pulse of a hotel? Let's just walk through a really quick scenario to see what I mean. Okay, picture this. Your hotel is at 80% occupancy. Great, but it's completely filled with one giant wedding party. Just think for a second about the labor that requires. You need a ton of banquet staff for the reception, extra front desk agents for that big group check-in, more housekeeping for the suites, and a concierge who's getting swarmed with requests. It's an all-hands-on-deck kind of day. Now let's keep the occupancy exactly the same, still 80%. But this time, your hotel is filled with solo business travelers. The labor you need is, it's completely different, right? They check in fast, they grab a quick breakfast, and then they're out for the day. The actual demand on your staff is just a fraction of what it was with the wedding. Same number, totally different reality. And this is exactly where that old model just falls apart, and where a new one can really shine. The big breakthrough is a shift toward a new way of thinking called hyper-local forecasting. So what is hyper-local forecasting? Well, it uses AI to see all the details that a human manager just can't. It chews through mountains of past data, looks at every single current reservation, and even understands the specific time it takes to do every little task. And the result? It can predict the exact amount of work needed, not just for the day, but in tiny 15-minute chunks. We're trading that blurry, big-picture snapshot for a crystal-clear, high-definition video of the entire day. Okay, that sounds pretty powerful in theory, but how does this 15-minute advantage actually work on the ground, on the hotel floor? Let's see what it looks like in action. This example just shows you the power of getting granular. Okay, so a manager might look at the lobby at 10 a.m. and think, hey, things are slow, but the AI already knows what's coming. It's predicted a huge wave of checkouts is going to hit the front desk at exactly 11 a.m. And it also knows that a flood of those same guests are going to make a beeline for the cafe right after. The AI sees these little peaks and valleys that are practically invisible to the naked eye. So using those super precise predictions, the system generates what's called an auto-schedule. Now, this isn't just a simple roster. It's a perfectly crafted game plan. It staggers when people arrive, it smartly schedules breaks during those predicted quiet times, and it makes sure you have exactly the right number of people in the right place to handle every single surge in demand. No more guessing. So, what's the end game here? What's the ultimate payoff for all this technology and precision? Well, it's the ability to create what we call a just-in-time hotel, an operation that is perfectly efficient and incredibly responsive. You see, this new model lets managers finally avoid the twin evils that have always plagued hotels. On one side, you've got overstaffing. That's when you're literally paying people to stand around, which just kills your profit. And on the other side, you've got understaffing. That's when your service quality tanks, guests get upset, and your best employees get completely burned out. This AI model helps you find that perfect sweet spot right in the middle. The benefits here are just crystal clear. First, you protect the bottom line by getting rid of wasted labor costs. Second, you protect your hotel's reputation by making sure every guest has a great, high-quality experience. And maybe the most important thing is you empower the general manager. You free them up from constantly putting out fires so they can actually be the strategic leader they're meant to be. So, as you all prepare to move forward in your careers, this is the fundamental choice that you're going to face. The tools are here right now to turn hotel operations from an art form that relies on intuition into a science that's powered by data. So the real question for you is, will your career be defined by the guesswork of the past, or will you choose to lead with the intelligence of the future?